Welcome back. I'm here talking with Frederick Heffermel about the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, Frederick, what do you mean when you say that the award needs to be saved from itself?
Well, actually, that is not a very good way of putting it, because the award needs to be rescued back to itself. It needs to be given back to Nobel. That is the problem, because the Norwegian awarders are absolutely uninterested in the great peace vision of Nobel, which I consider vital for our survival on this globe. And I have been studying the subject and written books in English in 2010, and it's been translated into several languages, 5 languages. I have tried with all kinds of articles, interviews, letters, to try to reform the committee and its ways and have it show respect to Alfred Nobel and his great vision. And they haven't once in these 6 years shown the least interest in what Nobel really intended. So the committee is obstructing, and they are violating the law in a very clear way, and they are apparently consider themselves above the law. They can do whatever they like, and they even don't bother to reply to criticism. So that makes them also show.
Well, Frederick, let me ask you this: how has the Nobel Committee responded to your writings and to your criticisms?
They have. I have said it in a short way. They have responded with silence or nonsense.
So they basically they don't even acknowledge that there are criticisms.
No, they treat my criticism. They treat it as non-existent. They don't go into what I actually say, but they have responded to things I wouldn't dream of saying, because they would be completely ridiculous. So there are some methods here of making the criticism and the critic look ludicrous.
How long ago did the selection process for the Nobel Peace Prize change? When did the shift occur away from Nobel's priorities?
I think my theory has been that it was a main thing happened. A serious thing happened with the end of the Second World War in 1945. There was a strong shift in Norwegian politics, where the ideas that Nobel liked with the Norwegian parliament, their peace attitudes, were almost dead after World War II. And then the politicians, instead of putting peace people or people who were for Nobel's ideas in the committee, they have put the parliamentarians are taking the seats for themselves. So this is a rather corrupt attitude by the Norwegian parliament.
Now, what can be done to improve the selection process? Can the committee members be removed? Can they be replaced with people who hold closer to their heart the ideas of Alfred Nobel?
No, I think this has nothing to do with Nobel any longer. It has become a pen for the Norwegian parliament, and the political parties have the ownership of the seats. It's not that the parliament appoints a committee as Nobel supposed them to do, but they have transferred or delegated the seats to the political parties, and they use it to reward old political hacks as they retire. And they are appointed then with absolutely no relation or interest in what they will actually intended to achieve. This is very bad.
So there's no way to remove the political favoritism out of the process of awarding the Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, there are ways, but and they may have to be used. But this is the Norwegian Parliament in unison, very happy with the situation as it is. And how do you change the whole Parliament when the political parties have gotten this as an advantage, which they are very happy with possessing? Well, how do you change that? I have a little problem, but we have our plans, and I think we will see things happening in a month or so with some very interesting moves to correct this.
All right, well, Frederick, we want to have you back to talk about that when that news breaks. You're always welcome here on WHDT to discuss this topic. That was Frederick Heffermill. Stay tuned to WHDT World News. We still have the rest of today's headlines. We've got a full report on the weather coming up. We'll be right back.